When thinking of the Kuban People's Republic in 1919, I get an image of a world sent topsy-turvy, or at the very least, a world in a sense of flux. Historically, flux was normal for the Pontic region. In their past, they'd been under the rule of Turks, Kipchaks, Mongols, and even a Lithuanian king for a while. Invasion and subjugation were nothing new. For centuries, the area was part of the great Crimean Khanate, where 2 million Ukrainians, Poles, Muscovites, and Balkans were harvested from the fields, then sold into slavery in the east. From these markets, one Kipchak slave, Baybars, rose up to become Sultan of Egypt. And of course a young lady from Lviv, Ukraine, then part of Poland, named Roxolana became Empress of the Ottoman Empire. But for the vast majority of slaves, existence was a litany of horrors. This tale isn't about these poor slaves or the slave markets. By the late 17th century, a coalition of affected nations put a stop to their trade. One of these rulers, Peter the Great of Russia, eyed up the region, although a successor of his, Catherine the Great, finally annexed the Crimea and its surrounds in the 1780s. It was strategically important to Russia to take this land, as it gave them access to the Black Sea, which didn't freeze over in winter as their northern ports often did. If we're talking flux, a significant group up in the mountains, known as the Circassians, engaged in a guerrilla war against Russia, which ran for close to a century. Eventually, an army of 100,000 Cossacks was sent in to massacre them, and a largely forgotten genocide occurred, with a number of Circassians escaping to the Ottoman Empire, and vast numbers of Circassians slaughtered in the land they had possessed since at least 1500 BC. At this point, the flux calmed itself down somewhat. The Kuban Cossacks flooded in. Highly effective, highly valued shock troops of the Tsar, these men were often sent to quell discontent.